Welcome to Van Life with Steve, and thank you so much for joining me for a visit to Craters of the Moon National Monument in southern Idaho. Now, Craters of the Moon is a national monument, not a national park, but it's the most likely national monument to be upgraded to a national park, so we'll give it national park treatment. Craters of the Moon was originally designated as a national monument in 1924 by President Calvin Coolidge to protect these ancient lava fields. There is a campground that is first come, first serve within the monument. You're not going to get any cell service around here. There is wildlife. I think there's some mule deer and maybe some others. I didn't see any wildlife within the national monument, and I think your hiking is just going to be limited to established trails. There is a wilderness trail, but outside of that, I don't think you're supposed to, just go hike off across the lava fields at all. I would recommend a one-day itinerary, or maybe even a half day, because it basically consists of a scenic drive and some hikes that aren't too long. You can also go in some lava tubes. My recommendation, it's okay. It's interesting. I actually don't think they should upgrade it to a national park, and so I would kind of only visit if this is something you're super passionate about, or if you're in the general area. I wouldn't go out of my way to visit, but I enjoyed my time. So I came up here, I was pretty much just passing through the state to get to Wyoming, so I figured I might as well stop. Why not? As we head into the park, we're first going to head down the North Crater Trail. And this was kind of interesting because you get to, I guess, walk across a crater of an ancient volcano. I'm told the lava fields, there's a collection of 3 lava fields that range in age from 2,000 years old to 15,000 years. And so you're just seeing a vast area of dried lava fields. And again, this crater trail is pretty interesting because you can hike down into the crater and you can actually walk across. You'll see you can walk across the dried lava flow. So as I was hiking, I realized, wait a second, I'm going to have to walk all the way back to the van. So I only went halfway and then turned around and decided I would check out the other side when I got over there along the road. So my next stop on the drive is known as the Devil's Orchard Nature Trail, and basically I guess this is a collection of rocks that were basically like spit up from volcanic eruptions, and this is a nice easy trail and it shouldn't take very long at all to get out here and see the rock formations. If you're enjoying this content, I'd appreciate it so much if you please give me a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos. I went to 26 national parks and a bunch of other places, and I still have a bunch more content to share with you. So you definitely don't want to miss those videos, and please turn on the bell for notifications. Thank you so much, and let's continue with the video. Now head up to the Inferno cone overlook, and so everything in here is volcanic ash, and so make sure you use a good used pair of hiking boots because they're going to get super dirty. And this offers you a really great overlook of the entire national monument. You can see the lava fields just go on for miles. And it's a collection of, like I said, 3 different lava fields. It's thought that the hot spot under Yellowstone once resided here, and that what led to all the volcanic activity that created the lava fields. These mountains, which are north of the National Monument, are known as the Pioneer Mountains, the highest of which is Blizzard Mountain, and apparently there's some pretty good skiing there. Getting back to Craters of the Moon, we'll look at some detail of the lava fields. So Craters of the Moon was kind of like a marketing ploy to get the federal government to preserve the area. It of course looks nothing like the actual craters of the moon. Now we'll head to the other end of the North Crater Trail to check out what they call the Big Crater. So had I continued that earlier hike, this is where I would have come out. So instead I drove around and just checked out the other end. Now, if you've been to Craters of the Moon, I would love to know if you feel like it should be upgraded to a national park. Let me know in the comments below if you think they should upgrade it. So right next to the southern entrance to the North Crater Trail, they have these smaller formations. They call them splatter cones, so like smaller cinder cones, or I guess the lava, shot up out of there, and you can look down in there where the lava came out of the earth. Leaving the splatter cones, I headed over to what they call the Big Sink Overlook. And this is a good opportunity to, I guess, get out here into some of the vegetation that survives in a pretty harsh environment out here in southern Idaho. Here, so we're sort of south of the developed area of the monument, and you get another amazing view of the lava field. So Craters of the Moon, the area it's really big, and the developed portion of the National Monument is actually a pretty small area of all the lava fields. And south of this, they have a thing called like the Great Rift, which is an open fissure in the earth that's 800 feet deep. However, there is like no easy way to get to it. So I did ask, but they're like, nah, you're not hiking out to that. So for the last stop, we're going to go to the Caves Trail. And here you can hike along a reinforced developed path through the lava field. Now at the end of this trail, or at one end of this trail, is they have Indian Tunnel, and I didn't register to go down there, so I figured I'd be honest and not enter the tunnel there. So that's going to be our last stop at Craters of the Moon, and we're going to head on to the next adventure. But first, we'll head through the town of Arco, which is just to kind of like the northeast of Craters of the Moon. In the distance there along Argo Peak, you'll see there's some numbers on the mountain, and that represents each high school graduating class from the local high school. Also in Arco is the sale of the USS Hawkbill, which was a nuclear-powered attack submarine. And I had a chat there with a gentleman that served in the Navy who was very enthusiastic about nuclear power. Yeah, I had no idea the importance of Idaho and nuclear power in terms of like the Atomic Energy Commission and the Department of Energy and stuff like that. So with that, it's time to head on to the next adventure. I was completely shocked by the impact of volcanism on the state of Idaho, and in the distance here I'm going to leave you with a view of some of these extinct volcanoes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.